Do you have the puppy? Oh, it's the chalupa dog.
Yo quiero Taco Bells.
Yo quiero Taco Bell.
You just have to sit up here and relax.
All right. You're still not live yet, right, Sturdy?
Huh? No, we're live.
Oh, we're live, I bet.
He sounds unpleased.
Should be all right.
It's
It's not my fault. Chris is the one who picked these movies.
No, I didn't.
Not you, the other one.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Actually, no, it's his birthday.
Neither do I. I don't understand English. They try coming.
Oh, I get
That is
I
true.
get the top corner.
That is true.
Hey, milestone, baby. 40 fucking years.
Ew.
Happy birthday, Mr. Christopher. Happy birthday to you.
Bro, I mean,
What's good, James?
anytime you want to start the dig, you let me know, homie. I got your back. I'll go. I'll help you get down the first 2 or 3 feet.
Yep, James is still older than I am, so that's fine.
He is.
He hit 40 first.
He did. And that's why he's falling apart first.
It's true. It's
Oh,
that's why
damn.
he's falling apart first.
Oh
You're
my
next.
god.
Hope you're good, buddy.
Happy birthday, man.
40 Club.
Take it all in. Take it in.
That one's for you, man. That's for you.
I appreciate it. I can't partake, so it's all for you. How's everyone doing?
I'm doing good. How about yourself? How are you doing, birthday month, boy?
Living the dream.
Damn. Sorry.
As if there was any other way.
That's a damn lie. Living the damn dream. That's that. I hate when people. That's like a terrible living the dream. Like, no, the fuck you're not. Because if this is what your dream was, that's shit. Come on, man.
Somebody can't dream.
Maybe the podcasting part is the dream part. But if I'm living the dream, this is work for us right now.
But it
Around the
looks
clock.
like you're trying to drink something out of like 40 out of like a clear bag.
Nah, it's soda, but it froze and then it started like leaking, so the bottle's sticky.
That's what she said.
Wild times. Wild times.
Over your light.
But tonight, the movie we are reviewing, movies,
You're welcome.
Fuck.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Logan and A Good Person.
Bro.
Graphic made by DADPOOL.
These two movies, man. Oh,
Listen, I have not. I've seen Logan when it came out. This is the first time I've watched A Good Person, and these connected emotionally more than I thought they would.
Oh, fuck yeah.
yeah.
That's the connection right there, like the emotional connection right there.
Chris is reliving his like high school emo days right now with these 2 picks.
Probably.
Well, Logan was 2017.
Yeah.
It's not that old.
No, I know, but I'm just saying. You know, I mean, it's like these were a little bit of a downer, weepier kind of vibe. You know what I mean with it?
So honestly, you know why I picked Logan is because of all the Deadpool news
Yeah.
that has been out, the screenshots that came out with Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman in the yellow suit and everything. I'm like, it just started making me think of Logan. I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna pick that.
Not mad at that. I'm not mad at it.
A Good Person, written and directed by Zach Braff, huge Scrubs fan. I enjoy Zach Braff.
Thank you,
Thursday
Tyler.
Punk, what's up?
What's up? What's up?
Awesome.
And the trailer looked really good, so I thought that something I wanted to watch. Why not?
Nothing wrong with that. I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at that. That's a dope reason.
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
before we dive into it, it's your birthday. Well, it was. It's your birthday month. So which movie do you want to start out with out of these 2?
Do we have a coin to flip?
Look at these 4 beautiful men right here.
That's right. Is
I
that
ordered
Mick?
it. You still got a
That's got
quarter?
to be. Yeah, I would say that's Mick. It's got to be
You still
Mick.
got one of those quarters on you? I give you. Can I borrow one? I got a quarter here. I think. Unless you have one digital, I thought you had one, but I wasn't sure if you kept that in the arsenal.
I think Aaron had one at one point.
I don't
but then
need
he
that
got
back.
lazy.
I just need 1 quarter.
I don't
Gotta
think
do a coin flip. This dude.
I passed that job on anyone else who wants it.
That's more than I gave you.
I have one of these beer can
That
things
works.
I can flip.
Try to make it work.
All right, I got this. Heads is what? Tails is what?
Heads is Logan, tails is good person.
All right, heads is Logan, tails is good person. Tails, good person.
All right.
Works for me. Works for me. So, all right.
A
Birthday
good
boy.
person. I'm gonna go 8.
Really?
Yep.
Oh God.
I thought this was a great movie. A great
Okay.
story.
All right. Other Chris.
Hold on.
Of course.
There we go. A little better. Now I'm presentable. Hold on. Oh, I gotta get it out from the back. All right, perfect. Now, I'm gonna go 6.5 for now on this one.
6.5.
I'm gonna go 6.5 for now on this one. We'll get into it.
So I agree with birthday Chris. I'm gonna say an 8. The story was amazing, and you can't beat Morgan Freeman.
He's awesome. Where am I at? I'm right here.
So
7. I'm gonna go to 7.
That's fair. Fair.
see, what was funny is you were having trouble getting this movie to load for you. So
Mhm.
I knew you were about to watch it because that's what you were trying to do. And in the past, when you said you're about to watch something, if you hate it, we usually get some goofy ass group message about something going on.
I'll say that.
And then there was no follow-up text after you said you got it to work.
yeah.
So I'm like, and then I watched it. I'm like, he's either gonna actually like this or think it's really boring.
So what? Just to respond to the first thing you're saying about how usually I'll talk shit if there's a movie that's really bad. I stopped doing that a while ago. I started backing off on that because I'm throwing my hand too much. As mad as I get with these movies, I just got to keep it to myself, and then just wait for the show.
I've tried pulling back on that too in the group text.
Some days it's hard. I mean, if something's funny, something's funny. Sometimes we do it for something's like fucking hilarious in a movie, like funny line, whatever. But when something just like completely batshit bad, oh my gosh, it's rough. Rough. It's like fuck. And it's hard not to talk shit in the group chat because it's funny in there. It's like you need that release of laughter to get through it.
I was releasing my tears in the group chat. What are you talking about?
Listen,
Oh my
God!
Fuck.
I was excited. I'm a big Zach Braff fan since Scrubs. Like I love it. Goes back to Scrubs. I've watched. He has one, maybe 2 movies that he's been involved in writing or directing. I haven't seen. He's done multiple movies with Morgan Freeman.
Nice.
But I couldn't remember. I remember seeing the trailer for this and wanting to see the movie, but by the time we rolled around to just now, I couldn't remember specifically what it was about. So this movie snuck up on me a little bit. Like I got more emotionally invested in it as I was watching it than I realized, because there's some heartbreaking scenes in this movie where my eyes started to water, and I didn't know I was that emotionally invested into it. I think Morgan Freeman's always great in everything I see him in. I thought he was exceptional in this, and the conflict with Florence Pugh, who did such an awesome job portraying an addict, I think, was just phenomenal.
Oh, I agree. I mean, Florence Pugh. I mean, she sold it. I mean, she made you feel like you felt the pain that she was going through.
Yeah.
And it did. I mean, it did mess me up. It definitely tugged at the heartstrings, and then you had Molly Shannon, who was her support, but she kind of threw in that little light humor to kind of get you away from all this pain and sadness. So I thought she did a great job as well. She doesn't get enough credit for what she does either. So I think she had a great performance as well.
What's interesting about Molly Shannon is she's had a number of dramatic roles, like after she blew up for comedy, that she's fucking phenomenal in. But
Yeah.
people only think of her as superstar and like the
Yeah.
SNL days. So I think you're right. She doesn't get always get the credit she deserves for her real quality dramatic acting and stuff like that.
You're right about. I agree with that.
That was definitely one of the things that's best about this movie was, again, her delivery was fucking awesome. You get to really see and kind of understand the two sides that she's dealing with, you know, when she is high and when she's not high. She definitely portrayed, and you can tell the difference type shit. So that was dope. Morgan Freeman's good. You know, he's just fucking good. The only reason why I kind of gave this a little bit of a lower score, because it's not like cinematography was bad or anything like that. Like it checked a lot of the boxes off. It's just that yes, it's super relatable, and yes, it tugs at the heartstrings and everything, but it's just this is one of those themes, and it's like we've seen this movie over and over and over and over and over again type deal. You know what I mean?
I see what you're saying. I mean, at its heart, it's probably an addiction story to try and overcome that. It's not like there's a shortage of those movies out there. But I think the way this was done, I think the writing, the quality of acting for sure, the casting, it was just a fantastic mix.
I was just gonna say that I was agreeing with you both. Like there is a lot of movies that you can say have similar stories and all that other stuff to tug on the heartstrings, but the story still has to work. You know what I mean? And this story worked. It was still a good movie overall. Would it be a go-to when I go back and watch it again? Probably not, but not because it's not a good movie. This just like isn't the type of movie I mean, for those of you that know me, and for those of you that don't know me, hi, I'm Sir Sturdy, and I'm addicted to horror. I really am. Like, so I'm not saying I don't like any other genre. I'm not saying I don't love any other genre, because I just love movies and film and watching creations in general, because it's fucking amazing that people actually did this type of stuff. Not AI. Fuck that bullshit. Fuck you for anybody who wants to do that shit. Fuck you, Hollywood. Stop being greedy pricks. Fuck you. Anyway.
Tell us how you feel.
Yeah, fuck you. How you?
I think Sturdy needs a hug.
No, I'm happy. I'm great. I'm just saying. Like, I think that I know that, you know, the creators need to be paid. The people who busted their asses on this, and they need every penny they earned a lot. Stop being cheap.
One of the things I thought they did really well with this movie is they cover a pretty long period of time here. At least
They do.
Probably like 2 years ish. So I thought they did a good job in establishing the happiness at the beginning. Florence Pugh is engaged to Nathan. They're at their the engagement party. And you can see the change in her demeanor, her character's demeanor, how happy she is.
Oh, yeah.
A little ditzy, maybe, or like happy-go-lucky, possibly.
Mm-hmm.
And then the car crash happens that kills her soon-to-be sister-in-law and her husband, who were just talking about their kid. And then the spiral afterwards that the person her character changes into once you find out she got addicted to opiates because of the head injury and everything, and refusing to kind of deal with the, acknowledging it was her fault and dealing with the pain of
I mean,
losing soon-to-be family.
That's a tough thing. I mean, just think about it, because it's
a heavy fucking story.
It is, because it's like you said, it starts all happy-go-lucky, and then to an extent though, because the father and the son weren't talking.
No,
in the beginning.
No, it was. They did because that's what they were talking about in the cars. They laid that groundwork early, which I think was done well, because it was kind of in passing. Because her soon-to-be sister-in-law was at least talking to her father. Her fiance was not, Nathan. So that's where the problem was, and they hinted at that.
I think with Morgan Freeman's character, being the father of, what was it, Millie? I can't remember the woman's name that passed away. The sister,
No,
the daughter.
Right. I can't. Yeah,
But
I can't remember her name. Nathan was the son.
Yeah, Nathan was his son. But just his journey as well, being an addict, being an alcoholic, and
Yeah.
having to overcome that. And the whole movie, you think when they first meet at that church, Morgan Freeman and Florence Pugh, that Morgan Freeman's wants to help, and then all of a sudden when shit goes south at the end, and he starts busting out, I know what you did at 1,700 hours, blah blah blah. You were on your phone, and that shit was like, whoa, that was
He
like
had-
he just spit out facts of everything.
They talked about him memorizing the police reports, and then
Yeah.
that's the shit he spit back at her at the end. It was your fault. Deal with
Yep.
it.
Yeah, and she just had nothing. She didn't have anything to say. She was just frozen, and you could feel that you could feel that pain in her, and that
Yeah.
like, damn, like I really fucked up.
I see, and with that though, I almost feel like with him doing that, he knew it was gonna help her. Like, all right, it's time to really just fucking take the gloves off. Everybody's pussyfooting around it, trying to make her feel comfortable. Rightfully so. Rightfully
No,
so.
but was he
That kind of thing.
trying to help her at that point, or had he hit the wall? Like he was.
I mean, it could have
like
been a little
he
bit
was
of
drunk.
Yeah, he
He
relapsed.
fell off.
Yeah.
He relapsed
Yeah,
at that
but
point.
it could have been a little bit of both, because it could have been one of those things where it's like, okay, I'm really trying to help, but now you really pushed me to this fucking point, because you, like with this whole thing with his granddaughter, seen his granddaughter in a situation about to get, I don't need to say the word, but at that party, and just from then on, like you said, he was already drunk. He had his gun on him, and I think it was one of those things where he was trying to help her, but he just lost it. I'm sure everybody's dealt with something. You just try to help, and then one day you're just like, yo, you're a fucking idiot. Open your fucking eyes and fucking blah 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 blah, whatever the case may be.
Yeah, but
Obviously,
I mean,
not
he
serious with that.
leads into that with believing that God was tested him when she walked into that church. It's not so much that he wanted to help her; it's that he was trying to prove God wrong, or that he was strong.
There you go.
Yeah.
And then when she finds that letter with the little figure that he made of her on the bicycle, oh my god, like that's just. And then I don't know, she's reading the letter. Well, it's Morgan Freeman always has that famous, epilogue, always a famous speech that he does in a movie.
Shit, I wish I could get Morgan
His
Freeman.
voiceover work alone, man.
I was gonna say having him do a voiceover all of my content.
What I liked about the letter is it was the beginning. I mean, that's what the beginning of the movie was. The movie starts with his voiceover. It's the first half of that letter.
Yeah.
So once that she starts reading that letter and his voiceover starts again, you're like, oh, that's the full circle moment at the very end there after he dies.
Yep.
It took me. I mean, I will say it took me maybe just a little bit to get into this movie, like maybe up until after the accident.
Yeah, because that's when it really started.
That's when it started to pick up. I understand establishing the characters and like the happy moments at the beginning. She really cut her hair in this. Like that was a one shot scene.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Respect for that, because I know how important it is for people to have super long hair and all that, or long hair in general. So.
And then the whole pill scene with her and Molly Shannon as her mom. I don't know if that was like I don't think it was a one-shot scene. I think there might have been a couple cuts in there, but that was fucking intense. Where they're arguing about Oxy, and she goes running to the bathroom. Molly throws her into the mirror there.
Yeah, and dumps some shits right in the toilet.
Yeah.
Wow.
Somebody's gotta,
Yeah, hell yeah.
For a second, I thought that one part where she put all the pills in her mouth, I thought she was gonna swallow them. I was like, oh no, here we go. She's done. She's given up. And then something clicks and she spits them all out. And I'm like, damn. And then I thought she was gonna scoop them back up and put them back in the bottle, but then she just flushes them all down the drain. I'm like, at that point, she's committed to getting better. I think that point was the turning point in her mind.
And just to build on that, I think another good thing this movie did with the story is they left it a little unpredictable like that. Like there's a little predictability, but you're not so certain that she's going to get better or that she's going to die. Like they put those scenes in there. She has the relapse. and everything, going to the party after she sees Nathan with the new girlfriend. You're like, ah, fuck. Like, I thought maybe she could do it. I'm not 100% sure she's going to relapse, but I can kind of see it. The movie left me guessing a little bit, at least. Or at least questioning what I thought might happen. Which is
what I did.
Yeah. It's kind of, I mean, that's what you want in a movie. You don't want something like, even if there's a little predictability, you don't want to be sure. That's what takes you out of the story, I think.
I agree.
But yeah, that pill scene was great.
It never works out well.
I enjoyed the scene where after she fights with Molly Shannon about the pill, she goes to the pharmacy and tries to refill her prescription, and the pharmacist hands her the opiate pamphlet. She's like, "Thanks, I needed this," and then she just uses it to put on her elbow.
And she still has her robe on, and she's riding her bike in the city.
Yep.
Goes back to her mom saying, take that damn robe off. Get off the couch.
Word, wake up. Come on.
Like,
what?
It was every movie about addiction shows the scenes with characters reaching the low, rock bottom and stuff like that. The scene where she calls up and to go meet her friend for brunch or early lunch or something like that.
Yeah,
and and then because she was a drug rep, they were both drug reps. Her friend's still the drug rep. She threatens her friend about sucking the dancer's cock at the bachelorette party.
More than the tip.
But yeah, past the tip. Like I was laughing pretty good at that.
I laughed. No reason for me to lie to you guys. I laughed. I was like, oh,
like
shit.
That was good. Like I don't know that I thought, and then I thought about the writing for that scene. I'm like, how hard is it to write a scene like that? That's really serious, but still have that kind of joke in there.
I mean, it's not as funny as the scene when Freeman's chasing that kid.
Fuck boy.
I thought, you wet flaccid fuck boy. Like,
oh my god, that part was
that neighbor was the shit. She was funny. Oh my god,
that shit was hilarious.
I've seen her in Freeman. I've seen her in some other things, and I don't know what, but she was recognizable.
What's up, Thursday Punk?
What's up, Tara?
Yeah. Then the waiter brings her the tequila and the coffee right after her friend leaves there in the diner. She's like, "That's disgusting." Thank you.
Thank
you. Another scene that I thought was really well done. She goes to the bar right after that, orders the tequila, and runs into those two idiots from high school. And she asked them for oxy, and the guy's just like, "Tell me you're a junkie," over and over again. Until she says it. I'm like, that scene was fucking intense too. Like, that got more intense. I didn't expect it to get to that point, just based on the characters.
I wasn't really sure what to do, because the way when the guy was talking to her, he was like, you were saying how we would be the ones, hooked on drugs back in here, and look at you right here with us. And I'm just like, oh shit, what a slap in the fucking face.
Oh yeah.
Like, damn. Talk about full circle just in many different ways in this movie, and many different times in this movie.
Like, she admitted, not thinking she was better, knowing she was better.
Yep.
And now this junkie has her over the barrel here. Like, your need's so bad, just tell me you're a fucking junkie.
Yeah.
And finally gets her to admit it.
Which is just...
Because then they go smoke crack, I assume. I'm not even sure. And then that's where she's like, I need help.
Yep.
Well, I think they were generally shocked that she was asking, because they're like, weren't you the popular girl? Weren't you like the school, everyone liked you? And they're like, you want fucking drugs? Like, I think they were kind of taken aback to it a little bit.
Yep.
See, and I took it as more of them shitting on her for shitting on them back in school. Like,
oh yeah.
You know what I mean? More of like a sarcastic thing. Like, you? And it's like, no, how does it feel now? You're right here with us, bitch. Basically.
Like, and I forgot how the character worded it. He's like, you think you're so much worse than you think we are, or something like that.
Yep.
Yep.
That was good, but I think by far, I think one of my favorite scenes of the movie is when Morgan Freeman catches his granddaughter in bed with the white kid.
The beginning. The beginning, basically. That beginning, was the fuckboy part. That shit was fucking hilarious.
He walks in. He's like, and I wrote down the quote: "If I ever catch you near my granddaughter again, I'm gonna rip your fucking dick off and shove it down your throat."
I respect that.
Dude, I mean, he has every right to say that.
He fucking does.
And you can't, and then he goes, the way he goes running out of there, he's like, my clothes. He's like, these are in my house. These are my clothes now.
Fuck those clothes.
And then he's yelling that a statutory rapist is out on the lawn, and the woman's like, he's a fuck boy. That's what it is.
Yeah, they
Fuck boy. I was like, wow.
That was definitely the funniest scene in the movie.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I mean, because there was some other funny scenes, but nothing really stands out like that one, of course. And then it wasn't supposed to be a funny movie at all.
No.
But it was, a few of those.
Oh,
So
wow.
ooh.
Spill the tea, girl. Spill the tea.
Do it.
Shots
We
fired.
could do an episode about all those stories.
Oh.
So my next notes, Morgan. Okay, so Morgan Freeman's at AA. Florence Pugh comes walking in. She starts going to the meetings. She gets, the leader of the group says she'll sponsor her, but she has to open up. And then,
I have to pull these up to keep the conversation going.
Yep, that's right.
Oh, we have all the time in the world.
We can make time.
We can do a chick flick movie and some gossip. We'll call it Gossip Girl. Gossip Gals. You could join us.
I'll take that
Gossip
show
guys
off.
and gal. Yep.
They another callback to something she had mentioned that Florence Pugh mentioned in the bar, that her fiance Nathan at the time was deaf in his right ear, or whichever ear, because she was talking to those two idiots from birth or something like that, she said. And then she's sitting in the AA group where Morgan Freeman tells the story of being blackout drunk and hitting his son so hard he went deaf in his ear. And she, just the look on her face as she was hearing the story, I'm like, this is just such a fucking crazy scene.
Yeah.
It is. It is. But I love how with this movie, like, they mention little things, like you said, with the son being deaf in one ear and she thought it was from birth. And just little things like that, and then how it keeps coming back, like multiple times in this movie, the little things. And I mention this a lot on Horror Research 30, especially with certain things, with these fan films we're reviewing, Friday the 13th fan films, which you guys, if you haven't checked them out, you should go check those out as well as those episodes. But I like how they go back to that and they make those scenes actually, you hear it in the beginning, you're like, okay. And then they come back to it and they show it, and that's just so much more important. You learn so much more about that person or those people and then their relationship. Like from that scene right there, you understood why Morgan Freeman and his son didn't really talk to each other, didn't really get along until later on when they start to feel like a family again and all that other stuff.
Yeah, because one of the reasons I like the writing of this movie so much is they planted all these seeds and shit in the beginning, and they grew, and they, it goes through the movie, throughout the movie. Because there's that scene, there's Morgan Freeman talking to his granddaughter about birth control. That was fun.
My God. That was another funny ass scene right there. That was another funny ass fucking scene.
She's like, don't ever, and after they end on good terms there, she's like, I don't ever want to talk about this again. He's like, you think I'm fucking enjoy this?
You think I fucking enjoy this? You think I fucking do or something? I was like, nah. I'm with you, Morgan. I'm with you.
And then after Florence Pugh's sponsor tells her she needs to open up in group, and she starts to tell her story.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed the shot of once she starts telling that she was in the accident and everything. There's the shot of the sponsor who's looks shocked over in Morgan Freeman's direction. Like, so she knows that's the reason Morgan Freeman started drinking and is there.
Yep.
So I thought that was subtle and a great shot. And the way Florence Pugh told that story in the AA circle, she just shaking with tears coming down. It was phenomenal acting.
Agreed. Like, I love when characters can do that to where they can, again, the physical, the facial expressions, especially just all that, and really embody that emotion, whatever the emotion is. I think especially when it's again sad, scared, and mad. Even you really got to sell it with those. You really got to sell it with your actions, your body movement, your facial expressions, especially. You have to just. It's either if you can't sell it, it's like don't even show it on camera. Just hear the person yelling from the other room and fucking throwing shit or something. Because if you can't sell it, sometimes it can kill the scene. No matter how dope the bars are, you say sometimes it can just kill that scene. And she had the bars with the fucking just everything. It was perfect, damn near.
She did more than just selling her acting. I mean, she actually performed 2 songs during the movie that she sang herself.
Yeah.
The I Hate Myself song. She wrote that. She performed it. She wrote that, sang it. And then there's another one that she did. I can't think of the name of it, but
that's true.
It was her own music, and the soundtrack alone from her was even a great addition to the movie as well.
I know. Just listening to Zach Braff on the Scrubs podcast or any interviews he does, he puts so much attention into the soundtrack and shit like that. Like that, he's obsessed with those when it comes to stuff he's writing and directing and stuff like that.
It's important though, especially
100%.
It's really, really, really important, and there's times where that can make or break a scene just because the soundtrack is bad or the music they're playing in at that moment. It's just like, come on, this is what you fucking chose out of all the shit you played. You had some good songs in this song. You chose to play this one here. Come on.
Yep.
You might as well just played nothing. But nah, they did go with that. Yeah. Again, with the emotion and all that, you got to play the right music if you're trying to play music.
There's also, of course, the scenes where Allison stays for dinner, or she's at Morgan Freeman's house when the granddaughter comes home early.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was intense. And then he says, "You want to stay for dinner?" And just having her, grill Florence Pugh and yell at her. Even in the coffee shop, it starts out that way when they meet afterwards. Like that's fucking intense. Just thinking about being in, like, the movie made me think about being in like Florence Pugh's position and how or Morgan Freeman's position. Like, how do you come face to face with the person, even if it was an accident that is responsible for killing your family?
Shit, and then you can even take it from the daughter's perspective. Like, she lost both of her parents.
Yeah, that too.
One day. All over her mother. So with that scene, I mean, I get it. People look at you, but it's like, why couldn't anybody else in the car that was riding with her just say, have the phone? Okay, so go up here and take a left.
It's just not the way.
Obviously, the movie has the movie and it's in the script. I know that, but I'm just saying, as far as throwing yourself in the movie as a character in real life in the movie, it's like, why couldn't either one of these other people listen? You're sitting up front. Whoever's sitting shotgun, you're holding the phone. You're the directions person. I'm the driver.
And then the pain that Morgan Freeman had when he was dropping her off at school. He already knew that the accident happened. Right. And then she's like, "Do you want me to just text mom, or you want me to call mom?" And he was trying to just flub his way out of it as best he could to be like, "No, don't worry." And knowing the whole time, he had lost his
I forgot about that scene. Yeah, he goes to drop off the granddaughter at school. His son, who he's not talking to, is calling him to tell him his daughter died, and he's holding it together. Well,
as good as he can,
trying to let his granddaughter go to school.
Yep.
Like that was
powerful,
crazy scene too.
That's fucking acting though. Like the way he did that and pulled it off and just held his. Because you're just like, holy shit.
One quote I wrote down that he says that stuck with me, actually. So after Florence Pugh and his granddaughter are missing because they went to the city for that party, and he goes to see Molly Shannon to see if they're there. And he says, "Comparison is the thief of joy." I'm like, holy shit. I just wrote that down. I'm like, that's a super interesting quote.
Yeah. I forgot where I've heard that before. Wow. Is that some type of Tao fucking teaching or some shit? Or was that Aristotle?
I have no idea.
Or Socrates? Marcus Aurelius, maybe?
Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, Morgan Freeman. that's
That's where we heard it from.
That's where we heard it.
Yo, like, how is he not like the most replicated like voice for voiceover, even with AI at the moment? Like, that's gonna be a thing soon. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, if he's not, he will be.
Morgan Freeman. Listen,
and James Earl Jones.
Oh yep.
You too, James Earl Jones. Buy the rights to your names. Make them licensed.
James Earl Jones is dead.
If anything, huh?
James Earl Jones is dead.
Well, don't let them take. Don't let the AI
AI
take
is going to be able to reproduce it now. Around. Tupac's going to come out of fucking Cuba because he's going to get tired of the AI holograms. Like, I'm right here, fucking right here,
and no one's going to believe it's him.
Yeah, exactly. I told you I was going to do my nose or some shit.
It's a hologram. But yeah, then we get towards the end of the movie. They have the party scene where, you know, I can see what's interesting about the granddaughter is that they even made her more emotionally invested in the story by believing her mother would have wanted Florence Pugh and her uncle to be together. So she sets up the meeting there at the concert that sets Florence Pugh off and goes down, you know.
And that's what, yeah.
And then they both end up fucked up at that party. Morgan Freeman breaks his however many years like of sobriety at that point. I'm like, it
was 50
comes,
or something.
It comes fucking crashing down for these people.
It does.
To, you know, and they get her out of the party before she's raped. But the only complaint about my story is like Morgan Freeman falls off the wagon at that point. They don't really show him correcting that necessarily, or if that led to anything else afterwards.
Well, he ended up passing away though.
Yeah, but that's not for like a year. Because she goes to rehab after that.
I was gonna say I'm thinking you're left to assume that he's been doing it for so long he just knows how to get back on the horse and one day at a time. You know what I mean?
Probably.
Yeah, because when he opens the door, it pulls up to the party. Out comes crashing out, a bottle falls out and breaks. I'm like, oh shit, is he drinking?
Yep.
And then you can tell he's like slurred. You can just see he plays a drunk guy really well. His eyes, his motions, his speech. Morgan Freeman's a national treasure.
But man, just the after party scene where he's literally quoting the times of the police reports to and proving it's your fucking fault.
Yep.
Like, goddamn.
But once she finally admits it, is when she finally, gets clean.
Yeah, she sells this Rolex.
Rehab and all this.
Maybe I missed it. Do we know how she had the Rolex watch? I don't remember. Or is that something she had bought herself?
So
her
father was supposed to leave it to her or something like that, or he left her a Rolex, something like that. But
because I know that's what she sells to pay for her rehab. Okay, but I had forgotten if they had even mentioned where it came from.
I can't remember if she had the Rolex or if he was supposed to. That's the part I got mixed up.
I think she had it the whole movie because you could see it because they sprinkle it throughout the show or throughout the movie when she wakes up on the sponsor's couch and it's sitting right there on the coffee table and she's looking at it.
She had it at the bar with those two guys.
Okay.
Because they commented on it.
All right. Maybe I should.
But yeah, man, and then. So she goes to rehab. She gets clean. And honestly, I don't know if I saw the Morgan Freeman death coming. I think it caught me off guard because I was just into the story.
Yeah.
But man, that was fucking sad.
And then again, going back to the letter.
The letter that brings it full circle.
I like how at one point it kind of made you chuckle a little bit where he was in the letter. He's basically saying, I'm going to need you there to help Nathan with, forgot the girl's name, daughter.
Ryan.
Yeah, with Ryan to help raise Ryan because he's going to need the help. Just something like that, but kind of throwing a little funny thing in there.
Yep.
And I'm just like, wow, now look how it turns out.
The fact that if you're the granddaughter in that scenario and you can get to a point or have that relationship where you can forgive the person that was ultimately responsible for your parents' death, even if it was an accident.
It definitely was. But I'm just saying,
you know, it's I don't know, man. All around, I thought this was just an amazing, well written, well acted story.
It was.
I mean, it's not happy. It,
Ain't nothing
but
happy about
I
that
feel
shit.
like it does at least give you that sense of hope at the end there, that you can overcome stuff.
Oh yeah, it definitely did. It definitely did end up doing that at the end.
But that's why I'm sticking with my 8. I just thought everything about this was really well done. It's not a high budget movie. In fact, I mean, Florence Pugh was dating Zach Braff when they filmed this, so I don't know. I'm sure she was doing this as part of that, but still.
Rice and beans, Will.
I mean, it's definitely a movie that I don't think I would have watched if it wasn't for this show
Same here.
or this podcast. So I thank you.
You're welcome.
For giving me the chance to watch this, because
Listen,
I needed it. I needed it because these movies don't come along too often. Like the last movie that really affected me, that was The Marriage Story. I don't know if you guys ever saw that. That was a very powerful message movie, and it's Adam Driver and Scarlett Johansson. So
I forgot about that movie.
that was a really good movie, and that kind of moved me to that, where this movie was similar in the vibes and the feeling. So it was, thank you.
Listen, this is a movie I would certainly recommend.
Chef. Yes,
Is that good?
I want to see it. I love John Favreau.
John
The guy
Favreau.
that-
Oh
yeah.
yeah,
Favreau's in this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
he's like the main guy. He's the main
Yes,
chef.
sir.
Yeah.
We got Chef. Let's see what else we got.
Colombiana. Come
I'm
on,
thinking-
Colombiana.
Ooh,
Zoe Saldana. Come on.
Colombiana would be a good one.
Dance with Me. Oh, is that fucking what you call it? Part 2? Didn't we watch that or no? Dirty Dancing 2?
That's
No,
it's gonna be
Nights,
Frida.
isn't it? I don't know. That's part 3, maybe.
I don't think
No,
it's
no,
getting
no,
past Frida.
Colombiana. Come on. Dale, mami, dale. We got it.
Yeah, I'm doing it. Let's go.
Ooh, look at them.
That's what's up. That's what's
It
up.
doesn't get much closer than that.
Let's go.
That's
Let's go.
that's something right there, gentlemen. That's something.
Yeah, buddy.
is.
Buddy.
You have some final thoughts on A Good Person?
I'm actually gonna bump mine up
Yeah,
from a
same.
7 to a 7.5.
I'm giving it a 7.5.
7.5.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep
But
it. It's a solid 8 for me. Solid 8.
I'm
Again,
sticking with my solid 8. I would recommend this to anybody that hasn't seen it. It's just a really well written,
Yeah.
well acted, great story movie. It's 2 hours long, and honestly,
It didn't
didn't
feel
bother
like-
me in the least.
It really didn't feel like 2 hours. And the funny thing was, I remember in the group chat, I don't remember if I said "fuck you" to him or not, but I was thinking it.
Oh, you made
I
a
was-
2 hour comment.
I was like, "Yo, Chris," I was like, "Damn, Chris, this movie's 2 hours," and I don't remember what you said. Probably some asshole shit too.
I don't think I said
So?
anything. I just think I just said you're welcome.
I forgot.
I think Sturdy. I asked you. I said, "How? So does this feel like a 2-hour movie?" And you're like, "Nah, not at all. And I was like, "Okay,
Yeah,
I can."
which like I didn't want to like tell you how I felt about it. I was like, I was like, it didn't feel like a 2 hour movie.
Yeah.
And it didn't. It definitely didn't. But now,
No, man, it was just a really good example of a greatly written and acted story.
I want to drop a quick ad really quick. Give us a 30-second breather or 20-second. I don't know how many seconds it is.
Actually, I'm gonna go take a leak while you do that. Then
You have fun in there.
I will.
New York's Tech Valley region is home to a video game development cluster, ranging from small independent studios to internationally recognized names. One Upstate is a new developer expo coming to Albany, New York in August of 2023. Join us for a day of panels and speakers, networking opportunities, vendors, and an after-party that will be all about the games. One Upstate, a celebration of games and the people who make them. Visit oneupstate.com for more information.
I need to reach out to him and get a damn date. I don't know if I missed it or not. I don't know if it's in August or October. I know he said August in that, but I'm just
Sorry.
thinking about this now. I'm a little high too, but that's besides the point. That's besides the point. But when Pissy Chris gets back, we're gonna jump into Logan.
Oof. Yes.
Finally.
But before we dive into the Logan film, how are you guys doing?
Good. Good.
What's new with your streams? What's new with your streams? Not pissing. I mean, game. You're streaming like you're on your platform.
Same old. Starting to grow the viewership some more.
Thank you,
know what I
Tara.
mean?
Nice.
Yeah, building. We joined the community, joined the crew. Let's get down. You guys already know. You see me here with Search 30 Tuesdays and Thursdays. You catch fucking Fortnite, the mother Fortnite Friday. I'm popping up randomly. I'm on day 4 right now of continuous streaming. So get on down, get in the chat. Don't be lame. Say what up.
And how about you, Dadpool?
I mean, you guys have motivated me to
Wear deodorant.
Yeah.
To wipe my ass the proper way.
We actively promote deodorant wearing.
Finally, all our friends are house trained, Sturdy. We've done it.
Good. That's a start.
No, but I'm here with you guys on Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturdays, and sometimes I sprinkle some gaming streams on here and there on Twitch. But I just appreciate you guys more than I can say it, and I hope you guys can feel that. So
Feeling the love.
I feel it.
Damn.
I felt it so hard I have a mushroom imprint.
No, just the tip.
Just the tip. Just the fucking tip.
I can't fucking deal with you people.
Logan time?
Look, Sturdy's so shocked by the caucasity at the moment. He's just stuck.
I don't know if he's shocked or his computer froze.
Bro, he left me by myself. It's fucked up. It's fucked up.
Hold on. He actually sent a voice message.
Technical difficulties. I'll be back in a minute, guys.
His computer really froze.
Oh, damn! Couldn't handle me. It just couldn't handle me.
Guys, keep going. Keep going.
I mean,
All right.
Choice, man.
That's interesting considering he started the stream.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, it happened the other day too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Too much tip.
Yeah.
Tara says too much
went-
tip.
He went full throttle.
All right. So Logan, I just gotta know on the scale of 1 to 10, just on like the emotional factor compared to Good Person, and now with Logan, serious but comic book serious, but then serious life serious, but he's still life serious in the comic book way. So scale of 1 to 10, which one made you what gave you the closest to 10 on the emotional side?
My PP leaked a little more on a Good Person.
His PP leaked a little bit more on a Good Person.
But I still leaked on Logan.
Oh my God, you need to see a doctor. Deadpool?
Logan definitely hit it more emotionally, and it was fucked up. I had to watch these things back to back, and
listen, man,
like
I didn't know what we were in store for with a Good Person. Like I knew it was a little bit of a heavier story.
But yeah, sprinklers were definitely a 10 on this.
Yeah, this the one I remember very vividly seeing this in the theater, and don't know why the whole time I was just with the up down. Am I about to fuck? And then the end comes, and you're like, what?
Man,
Like-
I was like, and even seeing this once or twice before, and then watching it now after a few years of not having seen it, my eyes were fucking watering. When at the end, Laura takes the cross and then just tilts it for an X. Like, God damn it.
Yep.
And then she's quoting the Shane movie that her and Professor X were watching, or Xavier were watching in the hotel room, and she's quoting that final scene when Shane's talking to little Jim Bob or whatever his name is in the movie. That was just like, and she said, "Daddy," and that just,
Yep.
fuck. I was already crying before then, but that just really.
Like this, and one of the reasons this hits so hard, other than it being really well done and not like previous X-Men movies or anything they've put out, is you have the 15, almost 20 years of history of Hugh Jackman playing Wolverine at this point.
Yep.
Like this is legit the end of a fucking era.
Until
Deadpool 3.
Deadpool 3. Yeah.
Yeah. Deadpool
Which
3.
I'm not upset at all that he is coming back for Deadpool 3. I can't fucking wait to see it.
But it takes place before Logan, so
Yeah.
he's still dead. So I mean,
Yeah.
Welcome back, Sturdy.
Thank you.
Or does because of the events of Days of Future Past and now Deadpool 3, is that going to play in a role where perhaps that timeline is no longer canon? And that's
I think we're going to see that with Deadpool 3 with the whole TVA and the going back in time and the Fox timeline.
I mean, they've specifically. I mean, even people involved with Deadpool 3 said this happens before. It doesn't change, Logan or anything like that.
He also likes to throw you off the scent because he has people spoil shit, so he throws false shit out there too. So
I don't know. It keeps you guessing. We'll have to see.
I fucking love Ryan Reynolds, man.
I love me too, man.
I mean, how many years did Hugh Jackman say, I'm never doing Wolverine again. I'm not going to go back in shape. I don't want to do it. And look at him now.
And Ryan Reynolds wore him down, just like he wears down everything.
Bro, I was dying in that intro where he's just crossing the background with cracks of beer. He's like, "Hey, Hugh, you want to come back again? Yeah, whatever, kid."
He's eating an apple. That was fucking great. That was
goes
good.
upstairs or some shit. Yep.
All right,
Loved
you want to do ratings? Do ratings, and then we'll get into this. We started without you, Sturdy, because you disappeared there.
I do want to say this. Anybody that's watching on any streams, if you could please follow us over on Popcorn and Pints everywhere, including YouTube and all that good stuff, to get our views and likes up there. Still follow whoever you're following, but show Popcorn and Pints some love. I'm not even talking about Horror Research 30 yet till the end of the show, but I've mentioned it. Stories from a Bar too. He has a dope podcast. We all mentioned our socials, and then my shit fucking fucked up. But early ratings. Let's go, Playboy.
9.
Okay.
9.
Okay.
I give it a 10.
Ooh.
Hey,
Nice.
bub.
Hey, bub.
Nice. I'm gonna give it a 9 as well.
Fucking Deadpool.
I know. I mean, I know there's an old man Logan storyline in the comics.
Yo, it was good, man.
Jay.
Yo.
Cook some steaks. Nice.
Season that meat.
Yeah. Season it. I never really read the comics or anything like that, so I don't know how much this is based on any old man Logan storyline, but
it definitely makes me want to, just to see if they stuck true to it like 100%, because I'm from the X-Men animated series era, right? And those comic book era, so for me it's like it was a mix of the Yuriko storyline from the cartoon and the X-23 from the comic, and then throwing in that whole aspect of like not really related, but now it's a clone. Like, so I think they did really well, and I loved it for that. And it's Hugh Jackman, and it's fucking Wolverine, and it's X-Men, so of course it's gonna get a fucking 9. Like I have to stop from giving myself a 10 on it. You know what I mean?
it's so great because, like we were just saying, you have absolutely.
Nobody asked you, bro. What the
like
fuck?
we were just saying,
we're in the middle of a show here. No,
this is a culmination of like 15 or 20 years of a character. Like it's coming to an end, but you're so used to X-Men movies, Wolverine movies that have been done in a certain way. You come into this, and this is absolutely.
Oh, is that the new X-Men 90s?
Yep.
Oh, that's going to be so dope.
Bro.
Can't wait.
You come into this, and it is nothing like anything that's come before it in Hugh Jackman's time as Wolverine storyline.
Stick around, Jahan. Don't listen to him.
You
I
know,
called
it's
ice
love,
on
man.
him
You know
before.
it's
I'll
love.
do it again.
Nah. Hold on. It's still Saturday, right?
See.
Everybody,
You got 2 hours.
everybody, grab your glasses,
Oh yeah, that's right.
tip them
That's
up,
right.
because that motherfucker that just stepped into chat, Jay Hans Gaming right there, 32nd birthday. Happy birthday, brother.
Yes, sir. Happy birthday.
Cheers.
Happy birthday, Jayhan.
But getting back to Chris, this does take elements from Old Man Logan, the storyline, the comic book line, where in the comics towards the end, I think it's episode or issue 11 or 12, his adamantium skeleton starts to break down, which forces him to be unable to heal, which you can see that
Mm-hmm.
throughout this movie. But interesting note that with Hugh Jackman and Wolverine, it almost didn't happen with Hugh Jackman. He kind of fell into the role because the guy that was originally supposed to be Wolverine was filming for Mission Impossible 2. Due to production delays, he had to drop out. It was like Doug Ray Scott or Doug Ray Scott, I think his name was. He's like he's like a Scottish actor.
Huh.
So he fell out, and then Hugh Jackman just kind of slipped right in and
Talk about fucking lucky for
and then look at
Marvel.
later. I mean,
like we can talk about the future of Wolverine after we get through talking about the story. But this movie was just done. This is like there's a formula for superhero movies that just about every studio has followed, I feel like, up until this point, where this movie is straight up story. There's not a lot of action. There's not a lot of Wolverine action up into it until towards the end. Like he kills the carjackers at the beginning after he's left basically with no option. It's Patrick Stewart, who's fucking awesome still.
Yeah.
Is losing his mind. So it's him taking care of an old man for the majority of this movie up until the kids are in trouble as they're trying to run for the border, and that's where he goes on his fucking killing spree, basically. This is a superhero movie that is almost like 80% story driven.
Yeah.
If not more.
Yep.
And that is not common.
I think what helped with this movie though is when they had those action scenes, they
enhanced the story.
They were action, like blood, all that good shit you want to see. People's arms getting ripped, cut off, and just it's what you want to see from a Wolverine movie.
It is, and they did it at a point where they got you emotionally invested first, so that it meant more, so that even the fight scenes didn't have to be as extravagant. I feel like.
But you knew he was like swinging.
He was fucking swinging. Like he was all into it. Like he was in it. Like his heart hurt.
Yep.
And then when he saw Laura, when they're fighting outside the complex, and boom, her claws come out, and you can see the look on Wolverine's face, like, what the fuck? There's someone else like me too. Like he was like, wow. And she, at 11, 12 years old when they were filming this, she did an amazing job. I hope that they bring her back for like a future movie, because she just did a great job.
Yeah, she was absolutely awesome. Like kid actors amaze me when they turn in such an awesome performance. I'm like, I don't know how you can do that at that age. It's just mind-boggling.
I know.
But certainly don't fuck with Wolverine's limo. I think we learned that.
Listen, what have I been telling you guys on the pod? You don't fuck with people's vehicles. Just leave them alone. I specifically say muscle cars, but we'll throw just vehicles in general. Just leave them alone.
Listen, that Carrie Underwood song is not good advice. Just letting you know right now.
And the whole background to this movie was really interesting too. So they've basically used that tracking mutant to wipe out the mutants. There's been no new mutants in like a quarter century, 25 years. So the species is on the brink of extinction.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which makes it, so they're really trying to drive the point home how important Laura is in these kids. Even though, they're not naturally born mutants, but still.
No, they were genetically created to be weapons and didn't work out the way that the people wanted it to or whatever. course.
Did you guys? I know you guys did catch the when the dude with the robotic arm comes into Logan's car and he's like explaining about what happened at the El Paso border, and he's like, it could have been a tiger or Freddy Krueger. Well, since one's extinct and one's a fictional guy, I kind of
Yep.
that was a good joke or
Yeah.
some good writing right there.
Mhm. That was
but tigers are extinct. That's crazy in 2029.
Hey man, we're only 5 years away
I
coming
know,
here.
I know.
You don't get a sense of Laura's abilities until
6.
after Logan gets her, after the nurse dies and he brings her back to Patrick Stewart, and I can't remember the tracking mutant's name.
Oh my god!
Started with a C.
Caliban.
Caliban.
I was like, I
Caliban.
remember something, man.
Which is cool. Actually, I like that name. That's a cool name. But I like the fact that the scene goes as, they're coming in quietly around her. And then you just hear a couple gunshots or a scream, and she comes out holding the guy's head. I thought, I'm like, that was
she
a
rolls
fucking...
it,
And
and
she
then rolls
rolls it and rolls. Like, that was a fucking cool scene, man.
Yeah. I remember. Well,
You're
I
like,
don't remember
holy shit, this girl is intense.
badass. The first time I seen this movie, like seeing that part, I was like, oh shit. I wasn't expecting that. And I haven't seen this movie in years, and I've probably only seen it. This may be my
because
third time.
That happens, but you still haven't seen her claws or anything like that until after she comes out, and then the shit goes down, and then she starts going crazy and like just flying all over the place.
And the ones that come out of her feet too, when she
dude, that was crazy. And I loved
through their head and shit.
And I loved that when they were on the road, Patrick Stewart talks about, I think he was talking about tigers or lions, and how they, the female is the hunter. She hunts with her front claws and defends with like her back or something like that. And and Laura's going crazy, stabbing this, what comes out of her toes and toe blade, toe knife, as I call it, which is always
Going
Sunny
wild.
in Philly reference into everybody. Just man,
It's a serious hangnail. I'm good.
she wipes out an entire team with toe blades. So
no thank you.
that was good. Charles's seizures, I thought this was an interesting part of the story, in that like what happens when a brain degenerative disease affects the most powerful mind the world's ever known. Like, it works in X-Men lore here. Like, that's a really interesting storyline.
It is. And you've seen what it did, like when he was having those moments, and like, wow, if this goes on, they even mentioned like if it went on any longer, you could have killed everybody.
Well, they hint it with the Westchester thing when they're driving in the car. I didn't catch all of it on the radio report there. After they leave whatever hotel they were in where it happens, and they're like 40 people were frozen, or whatever the word was. And then they mentioned, similar to Westchester, did they say like 60 or 70 people died?
They said, and all the mutants died,
Okay.
Yeah.
So he had wiped out a huge chunk of mutants accidentally, basically.
Yep.
And that leads to his monologue in the bed at that farmhouse, saying he remembers Westchester, before he's stabbed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, this movie was written more as a drama than it was an action, superhero movie.
But it still gave you the action you wanted, and as violent as it was, it definitely gave you more than enough to where, like you're saying earlier, there wasn't really a lot of action, like action packed all the way through.
No, but it was more meaningful when it happened.
Yeah,
it was.
Yeah, it leaves you going, oh, what's gonna happen next? Oh, I want more. Or where's the next fight? Okay, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? But it never gives you that point. Never gets you to the exact point that you're kind of thinking it's going to, and it just keeps you on that path of like signing off. You know what I mean? Of like, all right, it's coming down, and by the time you get to the end of it, you're like, man, this is really happening right now. This is what's about to go down. Okay, fuck.
Yeah.
See, I think we all knew as comic book fans, we all knew there was an end for Wolverine.
Yeah.
But James Mangold really told the story of how he got to the end, and I think he just brought it to life on the screen. That just to me, it's my favorite comic book movie of all time, and it hasn't changed since 2017. And I don't think maybe Deadpool 3 might change that, but but I think James Mangold's a great director, and he knocked this shit out the park.
He did, man. You know what's crazy about it is, like, you know, it's going in that direction. Like, they're trying to end his storyline, but you don't want to admit it to yourself if you're watching this for the first time. Because I've even watching this for, I don't know how many times I've seen it. This might be like the third or fourth time. I didn't want to admit to myself that this was the end of the road, basically, for all that time I've spent watching Hugh Jackman play this character, or Patrick Stewart playing Professor X. You're like, it's rough.
Yeah.
And then what was I gonna say? Oh, the X-23 or X-24, the clone of Wolverine.
Yeah.
Super savage. That was, I mean, those battles back and forth, and
I did enjoy the scene of him tearing the rednecks apart there. That was good.
Yeah.
Cuts his head off like right away. That was funny. But that poor family, man, you knew that was coming.
I forgot, honestly, because again, I haven't seen this movie in a long time, so I forgot. And then when you see it, it's like, holy shit, they were just helping him out, being nice, and damn.
Was it? Yeah, and then the Track Mutant blows up the van, which doesn't really slow anybody down.
It did nothing.
Yeah, you know what?
No, I guess it took him out, so they couldn't force him to track.
Yeah, they couldn't force him to track. I'm watching this. My only beef with the story that I don't understand is, why is it that getting to the border makes these kids safe? Like, the company chasing them can't cross the border too.
Maybe they can't for whatever reason.
That was the only thing I was thinking of towards the end. As great as this is, why is this such a safe point just to get over the border?
Because
they're doing it, but they're doing it in the woods. It's not like it's a manned area. They don't know people are crossing in this specific spot or anything like that.
But where they're getting to is like it's their safe point where all the other mutants are. Like to call it your Shangri-La, so to speak. So they get there, they know they're with their own kind, and with numbers you can defend yourself. So they were trying to get there because they knew that that's where they're same individuals, same mutants, same people with the special abilities were there. So
okay,
that makes sense.
It wasn't just across the border, and like I was saying the other day about Jason leaving Crystal Lake. It's not like an invisible border you can't go by. It's just that's where their hangout. They're kind of like their hangout is.
Yeah, because that was just a thought that had crossed into my mind. Like they didn't. I don't think they. Yeah, maybe there's some more there, but there's no indication. But they're acting like, the people chasing them can't cross too.
Right.
But maybe not, by him mentioning that though, they probably don't want to cross. It's like, okay, if we go there, we know we're getting fucked up.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, we're getting worse than fucked up. We're not coming back if we go over there.
But dude, just watching them bury Patrick Stewart, that was heartbreaking. And now watching this again, when the kids bury Wolverine and she tips that cross to an X. I'm like, now that fucking burned into my brain again now. I'm like, that was such an awesome way to end the movie. Like, it's the end of the X-Men. Like, it is the end of an era.
Yep.
I will say though, watching this and obviously pulling up the graphic earlier makes me want to go back and watch the freaking the old cartoon from '97, the animated series, just because it's just been so damn long. I'm like, why not?
I'm sure I did. I don't remember it.
I know I have, but I'm like, I have access to it to go down and watch it.
It's a good ending. It's a good ending to the series when the last episode of the cartoon. It's a really good ending.
Yeah, I definitely gotta check it out. Again. It's been years.
And that's where X-Men 97 picks up. It picks up right after that ending.
That's good.
Oh,
that's
right.
Great to know, actually.
Yeah.
That's great to know.
Going to the ending of this movie, Wolverine, of course, takes that drug once he realizes, that corporation is onto the kids. And he fucking knows right away if he takes it, he's going to die.
Yeah.
It's like, don't take it all. It'll drive you insane. It's basically going to kill him, but it's the only option. So from that point forward, he knows what's at the end of the road. And then just him running through the woods and murdering everybody in his way, just taking bullets. I don't know. It was such a pivotal moment. That's what we've been waiting for it movie wise up to like an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes at that point, because this is the end of the movie. And this is where he does the murderer's rampage you want to see so bad.
Yeah, he goes ballistic.
And Laura is just insane, murdering with him. She goes to town on X-24, his clone, before he throws her off. That was really cool. I don't know, man. Just you could see him, just the way they finished his storyline, saving these kids, taking all this damage, and then the antimantium bullet. Say he carries it because he knows it's the one thing that he can fucking use to kill himself.
Mm-hmm. And she ends up using it to kill 24, which was just like, which was trying to kill him.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit.
I don't know, man. This movie was just. I don't think it was what people expected. At first. But it was so much better than if they made this tried to make this like previous X-Men superhero type movies.
Like what you typically expect.
Yeah.
Cool fight scenes, some violence, some story, but not like a deep story, and then it just kind of ends and you're like, what's happening next? But they were just like, look, we ain't doing no more after this one. Wolverine is done. He's not, but he is.
And then when you hear that light, slight piano theme, that just sends chills up you too a little bit. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then Johnny,
we had a good week on Popcorn and Pints. I think we earned this though.
Yeah,
you're welcome.
Be good too.
There is a connection though between the two. You want me to tell you?
Yes,
sir.
All right. So my connection between these two movies is a good person. You had a grandfather having to take on the responsibility of a child. Parents died. You had Wolverine taking on the responsibility of not only Professor X, but another child when her mother died. So both movies, you had two adult figures putting in this situation that was uncomfortable and hard and really difficult to do, but they made it work. They made it not like that at the first, but Wolverine warmed up to the idea of, I got to help this girl get her friends to the border.
Mm-hmm.
The grandfather had to take care of Ryan. I mean, you see the similarity. That's my connection.
No. You have unattached parental figures that need to step up.
Yep.
And they not only do they do that, but they as stubborn and as like set in their ways as they are, they're slowly changing, like little things here and there.
I just both of these. I mean, I'll recommend either of these movies to anybody that hasn't seen them.
Definitely.
Logan was definitely not written like your typical superhero movie, and that's what one of the reasons it's so fucking great.
Yeah.
Did you guys catch the after credit scene?
What was the after credit scene?
It shows like suited figures walking into like a lab, and they have a briefcase, and it says Essex Corp. They take Wolverine's blood and put it into the suitcase. It's basically setting up Mr. Sinister. and
Okay, yeah.
Which they never, which John Hamm was supposed to play Mr. Sinister in a movie, but obviously Fox got sold, so they never pursued it. But I would have loved to see a Mr. Sinister movie.
That would have been dope. It would have been interesting to see how they would have done that, especially since now they have Wolverine's blood. So technically, he could be a clone that's brought back. But at the same time, I kind of would have wanted to see like Morph in that situation happen with Sinister, like from the cartoon.
I mean, just from a real life perspective, Hugh Jackman can't do it. Keep doing it. The fact that he's doing it for Deadpool 3 in a multiverse story, okay, maybe that works. We'll see. But they're not gonna never use Wolverine again. There's gonna be a new actor as a Wolverine somewhere.
I wouldn't mind Zac Efron.
Mouth.
Zac Efron can play him. I mean, he's jacked. I mean, he can play multiple roles. Zac
musical.
There's pictures out there with Zac Efron with the Wolverine look.
There's pictures of a lot of people with the Wolverine.
I know. But I think if I had to pick somebody, I'd pick.
I mean, I can't think off the top of my head who I'd pick to do it, but I'd bet every penny I have someone new will be cast as Wolverine at some point.
Oh yeah.
You stop it! Blasphemy! They can recast him, but they got to use the same voice actor's voice from the cartoon.
That would be something right there.
That's I don't know, man. Superhero, it's a tricky game, man. These characters, humans age and die. These characters don't.
Yeah, that's very.
If you want to keep making money, you're gonna have to have different people play them at some point, probably depending on how popular they get.
But I will say that this is the best and greatest time at this point. I think that they had pinpointed almost down to a fucking science how to take the character from the pages and create it in the real world cinematically with us. And there's hands down, I love this era of movies that we're in at this moment.
Yeah. Hopefully they can do that with video game movies.
Yeah, true. Very true. Live action.
Yeah.
Very true. Very true.
I don't know, man. Just video game movies give up on live action. Take the Mario route, the new one.
I think it just depends on the video game.
That is true, because you know what it is? It's because we've been watching a lot of fighting movie ones, and it's like you can only do. They only did so much with the stories. Of course, they didn't pull from the characters, but if you're gonna do fighting films, do animated. If you're gonna try any other type of games where it has more of a story, like a Zelda, if you want to try live action, or try series. Series seem to be working. Try that. They're trying to make
they got Gran Turismo coming out,
which looks stupid as hell, but I'm still gonna watch it.
It's gonna be bad.
I mean, the trailer doesn't. It looks fine.
I have
no super desire to see it.
I'm a fan of Need for Speed. I feel like that was like as close as you're gonna get to like a racing fantasy movie with cars and people in the real world. Gran Turismo, which is a racing simulator, driving simulator. You're trying to put a story now behind a driving simulator.
Supposedly, it's based on true events. Supposedly, or loosely based on true events.
What, the game Gran Turismo?
No. The movie. The movie.
See, but that's what I mean. So then they're just using the name as a gimmick to slap on another IP and get
that's all it takes, man.
To buy it.
Whatever gets money, whatever brings in the money.
You know what I mean?
Whatever brings in the money. But I don't see that doing well, to be honest with you guys. I really don't see that.
We'll find out.
You know what I mean?
It's no Barbie.
I want to see a Rad Racer movie. A Rad Racer. That'd be dope.
Beautiful, not angry Joe, Beautiful Joe, or what's the little dude on the bike? Danger something.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Son of a, I can't think of the name.
Paperboy?
No.
I want to see a fucking Paperboy movie now.
That would be Get the kid from Better Off Dead. $2.
I want to see a fucking Paperboy movie.
Make it a horror movie. You don't pay, you know what happens.
Hashtag Paperboy movie. There we go.
You pay with your life.
So there's two things here. So Sturdy, when you were gone, beginning with this movie here, what was the name of this one? Logan. So I asked everybody on a scale of 1 to 10, which one of these movies was the one that pulled out more of the emotion for you?
For me, Probably Logan because it was unexpected.
Okay.
Also, I
And
mean, I'm gonna say Logan, but it didn't all hit until the very end.
Yeah, because with the other movie, yes, it pulled the emotion and all that, but it was more expected, especially after the accident. Like, it was way more expected. But with Logan, again, going in from saying a fresh mind of watching it, I'm assuming you're asking this question is like going into it fresh, watching it fresh.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's definitely Logan because my expectations were not it to be what it was as far as how the emotions were and how the story was told. It was more so how every other X-Men movie was. Yes, you had some emotion to it, but not too much. Besides the Jean Grey thing and the Phoenix and all that shit, but other than that, not too much.
What it is about
Especially flowing through the
Logan,
movie.
I think what it was about Logan is it snuck up on you in that, you kind of knew where the story was going. But it didn't dawn on you until he's actually dying that this was 15, 20 years in the making. This was your X-Men movie going entertainment experience for the last decade plus.
Yeah,
and to see, for me, it was literally when Laura just turned that cross to an X. I'm like, fuck, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like I wiped it away from my eyes. I'm like, that was tough.
Yeah, it was.
A good person that snuck up on me too. My eyes just started watering. I'm like, what? What the?
Someone was spraying mist in there, huh?
Yeah, I'm like,
water mist in the plants, and some just got in your eyes.
Yep.
That's what happened. Makes sense. It happens once in a while.
Yeah, but yeah, good week.
Yeah,
Really good week.
Yeah.
I mean, last time we had freaking Tekken 1 and Tekken 2.
So you're welcome.
So yeah, we had a good week this week. We did.
And then there was the second thing too. What was the second thing I was going to ask? Emotion thing, and then two was so now that we have such great examples on the plotted and separated episodic formulas, do you think that's the way they should just keep it, period, for fucking any type of video game IP that they want to bring to a screen?
Honestly,
I think it just depends on the story.
It does. I mean, I feel like if you go series, yeah, I guess it does depend on the story. Because if you go series wise, I almost feel like you can't do wrong. But then it's like the game has to be interesting enough for you to be committed to watch. Let's just say it's a 1 season, 10 episodes versus an hour and a half movie.
It depends on the game as well.
It depends on the game. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was saying. It depends on the game for that. If you want it to be a series or a movie, like the last movie, definitely a series.
Yeah. If you're talking about an RPG type game that has hours you have to pump in for a long ass story, I think you need to go the series route. Mario, it's easy to do a movie on. There's no really overlapping story there from game to game. It's not an hours long adventure. You're pumping hours in doing side quests and shit like that.
Yeah.
So I think that's easier to pull a movie off on.
I'll tell you, I think one of the biggest missed opportunities recently was Uncharted. Because as much as I do like what they did with the movie, I wasn't mad at it. It was above average for me. I think I put it at like a 7 or something like that. But I think if they would have went episodic with this and made it into a series, you could have had so much more fun with the destination changes. You could have had so much more fun with the hunt and like the thrill of finding things and going onto these little missions to get to that next piece that's then sends you on the trail for this, and then finally get to
Uncharted would be a great example for a series.
But you're always going to be compared to Indiana Jones, though. That's the thing with Uncharted.
But that's okay. I wasn't mad at it.
Like they knew that games. They knew that going into the movie.
Yeah.
But actually doing a series would be one way to probably disassociate with Indiana Jones because there's no Indiana Jones series.
Yeah, I mean, one of the reasons why I say that too is like Pirates of the Caribbean. Like, although those were movies, it's still pretty episodic in the way they did it, and we follow them through. And despite 5 or 6 having its shortcomings and kind of being the least favorite, I guess widespread, there's still decent movies that go along and still tie certain things in at times with the whole rest of it. So for me, it's like, all right, dope. But again, that's an adventure type movie that like I think would even benefit more as a cartoon or as a live action episodic thing.
I think it depends on the world too. Like even if we went outside of video games, like with John Wick, you had the 4 John Wicks.
Mhm.
You got Ballerina, and then you got the Continental, which comes out next in September, which is like a series prequel to John Wick about the hotel.
Oh shit.
So like depending on how big the story is, no matter what the IP is, you could break it up to either movies, or you can also have series as well, kind of like filling in those little gaps of mystery that you may not see on the big screen.
To where you can take it. Yeah, I see what you're taking
Why,
it deeper.
why I think Uncharted is a great example is because legit every game is a continuation, almost exactly from where the last one left off. There's even a side game with 2 of the female characters.
Yeah, with Chloe and what the fuck's her name?
That would be that you could really make a series out of that.
That's interesting.
I have that sitting on my table. I got to play through that. But I love the Uncharted things. And just like I said, especially with the way cinematics are now and the type of imagery we can get from cameras and drone work and all this other shit, those fucking those destination changes and all that stuff, the scenery changes, seeing the blue sea, like feeling like you're going on a treasure hunt. Bro, I would love to see that done as something that you can go on a ride for 3, 4, 5, 6 seasons. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
I think we should wrap this up. My battery's dying, so I'm gonna have to switch in a
Battery
second.
dying.
Yep.
All right, people. All of our links are in the description. Popcorn and Pints, Worst Damn Gamer, Dadpool, Stories from Abroad. We're all there. Please click those links. Like, share, subscribe. And we're going to get out of here. Thanks for popping by. Peace.
Jayhan, happy birthday. We'll see you soon. Oh, shit.
Yes,
Wolverine's back. He didn't.
He's back.